Whoa.
1%, just 1% of applicants out of the thousands who apply to management consulting actually get a job offer. And yet that 1% still decide to leave consulting. So why would someone who gets an offer from a firm like McKinsey, Bain, or BCG even want to leave, given how hard it was to even get into it in the first place? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you all the amazing opportunities that lured them away. We'll cover the skills that make consultants at top strategy firms highly sought after, opportunities and lifestyle considerations that make consultants consider alternatives, as well as common consulting exit opportunities. Make sure to watch until the very end to find out what a former consultant says they learned from consulting. Hi, my name is Davis. If you're joining us today and you smash the subscribe button, every time a new video is released about how to get your dream offer in consulting, you'll be the first to know. There's a reason why former consultants are in high demand. That's because when they're in consulting, they're put into an intense training over a short period of time where they develop practical skills that are in high demand by companies all over the world. Skills that are very hard to find, and yet every company wants to have it on their team. These skills are problem solving, project management, knowledge building, communication, and leadership. Let's go through what these skills are, why they're important, and why companies go out of their way to try to recruit people with these skills. Problem solving skills. Management consultants learn how to solve complicated, complex, and abstract business problems, and yet at the same time, be able to deliver their recommendations to executives in a way that's easy to understand. By mastering the skill of problem solving, this includes mastering skills such as hypothesis-driven problem solving. You don't have to research 10 different potential solutions, just the one or two that's most likely to work. Structured thinking. Effectively breaking a problem down is important because the smaller parts are a lot easier to solve. Analytical skills. This means finding relevant facts and developing analytical models to support the answer. Efficiency. Consultants popularize the term the 80-20 rule. They need to learn when enough work has been done and to move on to the next task. That is, deciding the 20% of work that will give you 80% of the value, and then be okay with moving on. Project management. Strategy sessions are typically really short. Sometimes a project can be as short as 2 weeks. But during this time, the consultants on the project are managing different types of work. These are called work streams. And imagine if you have to coordinate various work streams with 2 to 3 consultants on each one. As a result, because you have a tight deadlines you need to execute on, and you're managing multiple work streams, this teaches you really the skills of being able to project manage, which includes work planning. This means dealing with tasks, time, and resources required to deliver on a work stream. Role distribution. A consultant needs to be able to assess people's skills and experience to deploy them in the most suitable role that enables everyone's success. For example, you might have someone who's really good at building financial models, but if they built financial models on their last 4 projects and they want something else, you could put them on a financial model, but it means that they're not growing and they're likely to leave the firm if they feel like no one's looking after their long-term growth. That's an example of something when it comes to role distribution that consultants learn how to do is managing different people and different stakeholders. Risk management. Management consulting projects are often high stakes to clients and to the consulting firm. So a consultant needs to be able to plan and mitigate those risks associated with certain parts of the project. Following through. This means ensuring that nothing slips through the cracks and the most important tasks are completed on time. Knowledge building. One of the perks of working in consulting is that you get put on multiple different types of projects across different industries, different kind of problems, different type of functions. So as a result, as a consultant, you have to be able to learn how to learn really well because you have a short time to be able to deliver a result for the client, but also at the same time, this might be your first time encountering a certain type of industry or a certain type of business function. So as a result, consultants are really good at asking the right questions about new topics, finding credible sources to support their answers, extracting relevant information from industry experts, synthesizing information from multiple sources, quickly understanding what drives success for an industry or business model. Communication and leadership. When working on consulting projects, it can be quite intense. As a result, consultants learn how to be leaders. That is, they get to manage the people on their team, as well as other stakeholders are involved, including the client. This means that when you're working in consulting, you learn the following skills. Communicate complex ideas clearly and effectively to various constituents, earning trust and credibility. Engage the client with the recommendations so they can implement them. Understand the incentives of each party and how to leverage that knowledge to move everyone in the right direction. Very few companies or industry are able to offer the same level of rigorous training to junior or mid-level business executives. As a result, when companies have an opportunity to hire former consultants who already have this training, they'll jump at the opportunity because they know that the people who they hire are able to start from day one with the skills that they need to succeed. Top consulting firms offer one of the best career opportunities available for anyone who's ambitious and want to grow in their career. So the decision to leave can be very difficult. It's typically motivated by one or a combination of the following reasons. First is lifestyle preference. Second is desire for independence. Third is the financial considerations. Fourth is moving on to a new or different challenge. Fifth is being able to see the project through to its final impact. Let's walk through each of these. Lifestyle. Management consulting hours and pressure can be difficult to sustain over long periods of time. Many people decide to leave the industry for less demanding careers such as strategy roles at corporations. This allows people to spend more time with their families, work on a side business, or even get better at a hobby. When I was working at Bain, one of the people I worked with was coming up for her partnership promotion. And she decided to leave and go into corporate strategy because she wanted to be able to spend more time with her kids as well as her husband. And so her decision to leave consulting wasn't that she hated the job itself or that she hated the people she worked with, but purely she didn't like the hours. And so wanted to be able to shift into a more lifestyle-friendly environment. Independence. Consultants may want more control of their lives. They want more freedom to make their choices and to be able to take on the projects they choose. After a few years in consulting, they have an option to start their own venture or even do freelance consulting, putting in as much effort as they want in their work. One of my classmates at Bain, after she left Bain, wanted to pursue something more artistic and give her more independence. So she decided to volunteer and work as a curator at a number of museums in Europe. And that's how she ended up choosing to be able to have her own independence in choosing what type of projects that she works on. Financial compensation. Consulting compensation, as well as increases in your salary, are higher than most corporate roles. However, there are still opportunities with even higher potential upside and compensation available for consultants, even if it comes with more risk. This includes, for example, working at a tech startup, financial services, including investing, as well as even owning your own business. New and different challenges. After spending a few years in consulting and achieving their goals, consultants may want to try something different. Fortunately, consultants are in very high demand and in many industries that play various roles. Former consultants have become, for example, presidential candidates such as Mitt Romney, CEOs such as John Donahoe, who's the CEO of Nike, entrepreneurs such as Tony Xu, who co-founded DoorDash, or even musicians like John Legend. Impact. Consultants may no longer be excited about the business career and may want to give back to their communities, for example. Government institutions, social enterprises, and nonprofits also need top talent for tackling strategic and business issues, as well as just delivering on large-scale projects. And there's a strong demand for purpose-driven organizations for consulting skill sets. For example, one of my mentors at Bain left Bain to start his own nonprofit, which built schools around the world. And today, they've built over 500 schools around the world. By the way, if you're interested in becoming a management consultant, check out the link below in the description or the pinned comment on how you can schedule a free strategy session with a member of my team. And we'll walk you through step-by-step on how to become a management consultant. Here are a list of common exit opportunities that former consultants will pursue, from the most common to the least common. You'll notice that each one of them has a different set of trade-offs. That is, the skills required, the lifestyle you'll have, the benefits of working there, the upside, as well as the risk. So let's go through each of them. Fortune 500 corporation. There are typically two paths for former consultants who want to work for a large corporation. First, they do similar work in their roles in consulting, such as strategy and business development, but just at a slower pace and as a project owner. This can be great for people who enjoy strategic thinking, want to lead a project, prefer a more balanced lifestyle, and don't mind a slower career growth. Second, they can take on senior leadership roles. These roles include, for example, being a business unit manager, a COO, or even a CEO. In these roles, work hours can be long and the pressures for results can be quite intense, depending on the corporate's culture. But they are also a great option for people who want to lead a large organization. These roles also offer a great opportunity for financial upside through bonuses as well as stock options. Tech startups are another popular exit opportunity for consultants. In the world of tech, technology companies require the skills that former consultants develop in order to take their companies to the next level. As a result, former consultants who join tech companies are involved in a variety of different functions, including strategy, product management, sales, marketing, business development, as well as operations. People who take on these roles typically have a lifestyle like consulting or better. The smaller the tech company, the more demanding. Tech roles are good for people who want to be on the cutting edge of innovation, be a part of a high impact business, and who want to have a chance at a potentially high financial upside. For example, if the business is successful and goes public, your shares and your stocks might be more than enough for you and your family to retire on. Private equity and venture capital. Investors really appreciate that former consultants can come in from a strategic point of view, but also have the operational know-how to be able to have hands-on experience with the companies that they invest in. As a result, being able to go into private equity or venture capital is a popular option for former consultants, especially if during their time in consulting, they worked on modeling as well as any M&A deals. You'll also notice that this term private equity or venture capital is also known as what's called buy side. That is because they buy the companies, and they're known for their quite good lifestyle compared to when you're in consulting, as well as the compensation. So as a result, a lot of consultants decide to take their talents and go into private equity or venture capital. Former consultants who decide to go down this path not only get a better lifestyle, but they also get to become a key decision maker and also earn a lot more than they did when they were in consulting. Thus, this makes it a very popular option among former consultants. U Inc. Many former consultants decide to take a bet on themselves. For instance, Udemy was founded by a former Accenture consultant, 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗲𝗀𝗄𝗃. Daily Muse was founded by a former McKinsey consultant, 𝗙𝗲𝗀𝗄𝗃. And Boston Beer was founded by a former BCG consultant, Jim Koch. Thus, entrepreneurship is an option that many former consultants take because they're willing to see a vision through, or they have a great idea that they want to explore, and they feel as though they have a tolerance for that type of risk. Consultants have a leg up when it comes to starting a new business. That is, they have great access to talent to hire. They can recruit alumni from the consulting firm that they worked for. For example, one of my coworkers at Bain, 9 of his 13 hires came directly from Bain. These are just some of the examples of the amazing post-consulting exit opportunities that you can have as a consultant. Of course, there are many other ones that we didn't talk about because as a consultant, you can almost do anything because of the skills you develop, as well as the high demand that former consultants can command in the marketplace. With the skill sets that you develop as a management consultant, the world is open to you and your career paths are almost unlimited. Thanks for sticking to the end. As promised, because you made it to the end, I wanted to introduce you to my friend 𝗙𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗀𝗀, who's a former Bain consultant, who's going to walk you through what her experience was like after working in consulting.
Well, consulting taught me how to approach any kind of business question or problem, break it down into the most important analytical components, and then craft a logical and compelling narrative around my conclusions. While I've since pivoted into a social impact career, I still use my consulting skills every single day, whether it is to scope sensible and right-sized analysis to inform a decision, to determine the most compelling way to present information, or to think and communicate in a hypothesis-driven logical way. There is a lot of value in being able to help people cut through complexity to focus on the actions that will matter most in reaching their goals, whether they are business goals or social impact goals.
In fact, many successful consultants use management consulting as a stepping stone towards a greater career path. So now you know why consultants even at Bain, McKinsey, or BCG will leave consulting and pursue a post-consulting exit opportunity. Now, if you're 100% serious about wanting to work in management consulting and to land that dream consulting offer, I highly encourage you to check out the description below or the pinned comment below and to book a free 30-minute strategy session with a member of my team. At my consulting offer, we have a proven process that has helped over 600 people just like you land their dream consulting offer. But you don't have to take my word for it. Check out this interview I did with Parth, who used our program to land his dream offer at BCG.